All right, guys, we are officially live. Welcome to another live stream, bringing you guys up to speed on some of the latest exciting announcements for the MasterTech Expo. I'm Mark from Car Audio Fabrication, of course, joined over here by the man himself. What's going on, Brian?
How you doing, Mark? Good to see you tonight.
Good to see you, sir. I can't wait to see you in person soon because the Expo's coming up. It's
Yeah,
almost here.
it is coming quick. We're super excited. So yeah, it's gonna be something like nobody's ever seen before.
Yeah, for sure. So, hey, everyone that's tuning in, let us know where you are watching from. Let us know if you have already bought your ticket, or yeah, if you're planning on coming, or if for some reason you're holding out, because you guys need to hurry up and buy those tickets and make sure that you are signed up and ready to go. So, Brian, tell us a little bit about what we can expect to see in this live event.
Hey, tonight we all wanted to really share something super cool that we haven't talked about before. So this is new news. You guys have probably seen some of our marketing and some of the advertisements and stuff like that. But tonight is actually special. We're going to reveal, kind of peel back some of the layers behind the scenes. We're not going to post this stuff. You only see it tonight. And yeah, I hope we'll have a lot of fun. This will give you some more insight. So if you're kind of on the fence or you're just really kind of unsure what some of the classes are about and maybe some of the tech involved, hopefully you'll walk away tonight with that. And hey, Mark, we're gonna also do what we always do. And what is that at the end of the show?
Are we doing a giveaway?
I think so.
All right, let's go.
We're gonna give away some stuff, and it's legit. So hang tight to the end of the show, and we'll absolutely give away some good stuff for you guys.
All right, cool. Sounds good. We'll have to I guess we'll have to probably use the School of Fab sign up to do that. Is
Yeah,
that still good? Okay.
yeah. Let's do that.
All right, cool. So, all right, I got to say I'm looking through our presentation that we're going to be going through, and you've got some pretty sweet pictures in here for the big project that kind of everything is going to be focused around. So, and some nice renderings too from some of the guys.
Mhm.
So this is going to be fun. I'm excited for everyone to see this. So let's see where everyone's tuning in from. We've got Louisiana, we've got Sebring, Florida, we've got Indiana. Indiana isn't sure where the expo is, but he'd love to go. Brian, where's the expo at?
Oh, come on, guys! It's Mesa, Arizona. It's 15 minutes from the airport from Phoenix. Come on down. It's so easy to get to. There's a monorail from the airport right to the convention center. So there you go.
Yeah, it is convenient to get there. You can always Uber or do a ride share too, and it's
Yeah.
so close. It's pretty cost effective. So, all right, good to see everyone tuning in. We've got Massachusetts in the house as well. What's going on, Richard? Good to see you. Lots of people tuning in from Facebook as well. So thanks for joining, guys. All right, and St. Petersburg, Florida, and Houston, Texas. They're coming so fast, I can't highlight them all. So, well, the other thing we didn't mention yet, we do have hopefully joining us shortly a special guest. So
Yeah.
we'll bring him in once I see him join the back room. But in the
No.
meantime, I'll bring up the presentation and I'll let you give us the news.
Yeah, let's talk about this, guys. So, if you're not familiar with it, it is in Mesa, Arizona. This is a once a year event. Don't be confused with some of our in-house trainings. It is kind of like that, but it's on a larger scale. We are doing hands-on. We're doing hands-on live in front of you, but it's not individual hands-on. It's more of a watching hands-on, but it is awesome. So don't expect a bunch of boring PowerPoint presentations. They are very structured classes. So I just want to put that out there from the start. But the whole concept of this, and we'll get into some of the facets, is going to be incredible. And if you went last year, my goodness, you know what you're in for, and it's going to be more shenanigans, circus, Olay, if you will, than ever. So yeah, let's
Nice.
go through some slides.
Tell us what's new for this year.
Yeah, well, this kind of lays it out for you. You've got the new concert venue. That's the first night. That is the networking party the who's who, the best of the best, the cool kids will say everybody's going to be there. So you want to be rubbing elbows with the best of the best. And hey, that I've gotten so many people tell me the networking alone is worth the price of admission. So that's awesome. We'll talk more about that concert. More vendors, probably double the vendors and exhibitors than last year. And it's very strategic. We have a waiting list of people that would just love to be a part of the show. I wish we had more space. We would love to have more people, but the people we picked are partners. They're very special, and it's a good mix of technology, electronic guys. So the vendors guys, they are there. They're going to be bringing their A game. The classes are completely different. We have had people say, "Oh, it's just like last year." It is not like last year. It is absolutely a different mix of technology, topics, presenters. Just wait till I show you what we're up against.
Mhm.
The training rooms, we actually have a whole nother building. We're feeding you the entire time, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and that is so you don't have to leave. So just know that the meals are included in your tuition. So that's why, it is a higher value proposition, and it is, there's kind of more skin in the game, if you will, on your end. But guys, I'm telling you, this will be something you'll never forget. We have more partnering hotels. We have cheaper hotel options as well. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And of course, we love that star power of our actual keynote presenters. So let's get into it, Mark.
Heck yeah.
All right, guys. So there's three main classes. This is kind of like college. You got three channels, three lanes to pick. You got to pick one. You can't go to all of them. You got to go to one. And that modern tech is more on acoustic tuning, OEM integration, subwoofer design, and it's just an awesome class. Some of the best guys in the world teaching that. School of Fab, one of our more popular tracks as well. This is more of a fabrication class. Obviously, the name kind of describes it, but it's about 80% traditional fab building and maybe 20% automation. So if you have a laser or a small laser, this kind of gets your feet wet and shows you a little bit of that tech. So it's a great class. People love School of Fab, much different than last year. And then Master Design, this is really if you want to immerse yourself into the technology kind of realm. And that's 3D, 2D, 3D, everything from using a Creaform scanner to sketching all the way to 3D printing and using Fusion. And it's just going to be incredible. So we'll talk more about this. But understand, this is day one. You have to pick just one. It's tough, I know.
Mhm. And the thing is too, first come, first serve on the signups as well. So
Yep,
you essentially get to pick 2 of the 3. You're gonna do 1 each day, but you wanna make sure if you wanna get the ones you want, you gotta sign up now, right?
that's right. Yep. So last year it did, it did sell out. So please, I encourage you guys to, really lock this down if you're serious about it.
And the good thing is they're all super exciting as is anyway. So, hey, remind us too, so can you give us an idea what the classrooms are like? Or I guess that's probably what we're going to talk about in the next slide. Can you tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about each of these locations for the different classes? Because it's
Yeah.
not always just like a lecture hall, right?
No, no, they're all very different. So we've kind of laid out this matrix of where things are at the location, and you actually see we have a building tent there. The tent is outside so we can do special things, chemicals, painting, welding, and that is specific to just School of Fab and some other classes as well. But Modern Tech is going to be in Palo Verde 1, 2, and 3, huge room, holds, a massive amount of people. The theater, if you guys saw the theater, it is legit. It is like a college style theater with a flip out tablet. It's beautiful, and that's where we're going to teach master design.
Hmm.
And then the school fab is a monster room. It is huge, but we have awesome AV guys. We have an AV guy in each room, huge screens. Everybody's mic'd up and zoomed in cameras
Yeah.
so we can show the detail. So it's just a great experience in any of these places. It's going to be
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
that's one of the things I really wanted to touch on is even if you're in the back of the room, the acoustic setup they have with the speakers and everything, you can hear everything that's being talked about. It's not like you're missing out if you're not up close. And like you said, with the cameras being able to see up close as well, it's next level. So you're definitely gonna be able to see everything and understand what's going on. And just so you know, our special guest did join in. So let me know when we want to bring him in. He's in the back room right now. So
All right, let's go to another slide, and then we'll bring in our special guest.
Hey, and real quick too, while we're on this slide, can you touch on so like I see School of Fab as an example has building a tent at the same time slot as it's in the ballroom. Can you explain that real quick?
Yeah, so what that's going to happen is you're going to start off on that late morning session number 3, and then you might end up in this tent outside where we're actually spraying primer or we're doing a texture coat. We want to do it live, and we want to do it in a place where it has good ventilation because we are going to make a mess. So
Yeah.
you might start off in one room, and then there's a door that exits right in the same classroom, and then we all go outside. It's got nice tables, chairs, audio, video in this huge circus tent. So and we'll have the ability to have cars and stuff out there too. So that's what
Awesome.
makes that's why we want the tent for sure. So
Cool. All right,
all right.
great.
All right. So that's School of Fab. All right. So, let's kind of pause right here. I think I see our guest in actually one or more of these pictures. This is kind of like, are you a robot? Or are you a real person? So if you can pick all the boxes where we see our guest and
Wait, hold on. I want to ask the audience real quick. So yes, like Brian's saying, the guest is in the pictures. Any guesses out there? Let's see some comments. Who is it that we're about to bring onto the stream here?
oh
I
yeah,
do.
we
I
got
see
to
Chris Pay. I see Justin. I see Tom. I see Gary Bell as well. Who's it gonna be? Oh, oh, is it Gary Bell? I don't know.
ah,
Let's find out. It's Gary Bell.
what's up?
Oh, I gotta unmute him. Oh, I can't unmute him because
He's got to
he muted himself. There he is.
Ta-da!
Yay! What's up,
What's
Gary?
up? I feel like I haven't seen you guys in a while.
I know, man. It's been too long.
It's been a minute, Gary.
What did I miss so far?
Nothing.
Oh,
Just
okay.
everything, but
Just
it's totally
everything.
cool. No, we're just getting warmed up. So we were just pointing out all the pictures of who's in the slides here. So I think you're in 1, 2, 3. Yep, you're in 3. I could see
You can't
maybe
miss
more.
the hat, man. The hat. Well, he's not wearing the iconic hat right now either.
I'm not. It doesn't fit with the headphones.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like Mr. Rogers. I have to change the hat every time I come in and out of the shop.
So
love it.
so Gary, what's your thoughts on this year's show?
Oh my gosh, I'm super excited. We've done a lot of upgrades to my shop in the last year, and I'm just super excited to see like the Creaform guys and I mean, so excited for the 3D CAD side of things and seeing, you know, having Fusion 360 in house. Like, I don't know if have you let that out yet? Do people know
Yeah,
that?
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Good. Yeah, I mean, it's so far advanced. It's cool to be a part of something that is so cutting edge and really pushing the industry. And this is just, I mean, it's beyond and it's such a high level. Um,
Yeah, that's one of the coolest things to me is that you take somebody like Gary, who's like a legendary car builder, like amazing fabricator. He goes to this show and he's even having a blast, like getting to meet all the tech vendors in person. I mean, how many different machines did you end up buying in this last year as like
Wait, is my wife listening?
Yeah, no, she's not in here right now. I
Yeah,
promise.
no,
Gary
we did
Gary
quite
has
the
an
upgrade.
addiction to robots, I think.
I do. I
Yeah.
like robots. I like robots. They're fun. I like them when they like me. You know, sometimes they do get angry with me and want to fight, but it's kind of like a cat that way. Robots are more like cats than dogs.
It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, let's go through a couple slides and we'll talk about this as a group. It'll be fun.
Nice.
So this is just kind of a breakdown of who's in what class. We have 4 sessions of School of Fab, and the architecture that we all kind of wanted was this progressive building upon each other of what's going to happen in session 1 builds upon in 2 and so on. And then the presenters kind of switched as well throughout that. And then at the end, we thought we'd have everybody come back and contribute on that last session at the end of the day. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on. There's a lot of, just a lot of process stuff and a lot of detail oriented ways to speed up doing this production fabrication, whether you have automation or not. This track is, a little more geared towards not having the automation. But like even in my shop, we are constantly working to blend the two, just because there's times where the machines aren't the fastest way to get something done, and part of seeing all of these tracks together allows you to see that you need to pick the right process or the right tool for the right job, and sometimes that's a machine and sometimes that's a router table, and sometimes it would take way longer to fixture something on a machine and figure out how to get it to do something than to just run over and grab some template tape and some, you know, there's a few tricks here and there, but uh, sometimes it is faster to do it by hand, and that's kind of where this track is geared.
Absolutely. Well said. I mean, I think that just the blend of those two, it's super important to understand the balance and know when to use what tool and, the application. So that's great.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you see get built, and there's a lot of stuff that you just look and you go, oh, hey, that guy has a laser, and that's all he uses is the laser. And to me, it's kind of like, for years we always preach to, mix materials and, hey, you don't have to do all vinyl or all paint or all carpet. And it's really the kind of mixing those materials together that gives you something really interesting. And a lot of times having a little bit of automation and the hand built side of things blended together is what really sets off an install. So it doesn't just look like, hey, I just laser cut a bunch of pieces and glued them together and here it is. And you can really come up with some more intriguing
Yeah.
designs that way.
Yeah. More OE, more just, next level, I think,
Yep.
blending the design for sure. Great. Well, let's keep moving, huh, Mark?
Yeah, I have a real quick question though. So I know last year, the main project, a lot of these classes kind of had a lot of the curriculum kind of geared towards that main project. Is that kind of the same thing that we're seeing this year, even though it's a different main project?
It is a very different project.
Yeah.
We always like to have a theme because we just want to eventually we're going to cover every part of the vehicle and just kind of go into different facets. But that's the idea is we're covering different elements of the car this year. It's going to really be on center consoles and kind of integrating that into the dash and then all of the kind of the facets that go with that. And Gary can kind of shed some light on this as well.
Yeah, I think the important thing to remember is that we're teaching processes and techniques and trying to show you how to achieve different details, and that can go anywhere in the car. I mean, I've seen some of these techniques used under the hood of a vehicle before. And so there's it, no matter what we build and what the finished product is, it's really taking those steps in that journey to learn, you know, the the proper mounting techniques and creative ways to mount things and to blend seams and body lines and materials and textures, and bringing it all together is really what the goal is. And whether that's, last year we did a trunk, and this year we're onto a center console, and whether you build center consoles every day, once a year, or never, you're
Hmm.
still gonna, as we take that journey building that console, you're still going to learn all of those aspects to build into it. And including last year, Matt and I did quite a bit just on how we prepare and quote projects, and what our whole process looks like before we've even agreed upon what we're going to do to the finished product. And we'll probably do a little bit of that this year, not quite the same as last year, but um
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I think it's great because like you said, you're learning techniques that can be applied throughout the vehicle, but it's also good from the aspect of it is like a real world project that we're kind of focused on. So rather than it just being, just a panel where, you're focusing only on the techniques, you're also focusing on that interfacing of like what is actually already existing in the fitment, within the body of the vehicle and everything as well. So
Oh yeah, and the design side too. Like, I mean, that's a whole nother side of this is coming up with the creative design. You need all of those things to fall in line to come up with something that really stands out. And there's a class for everything here.
yeah, for sure. So speaking of design, I love how
Oh
Gary
hey,
just perfectly
wow, I didn't even
segues
know that
into
was coming. I haven't seen this presentation. I don't know what order the slides are in, but
it.
So yeah, so as we keep talking about this blend, this is a heavier blend on the tech side, and there is some, it's let's say 80% high tech, 20% blending. You really utilizing that technology, and the guys that really want to kind of dive into CAD programs, Fusion 360 is going to be, our main program that we're going to really focus on. And then all the other tech that goes with it, like Gary was saying, the creaform scanning, just learning how to sketch and draw, and then articulate that into, your drawing, and building that through a process, I think is going to be super cool. And to see some of the best, literally, Jeremy Carlson from Avant-Garde, Jeremy Katz from JK Automotive, and others, sharing some of their tricks. I mean, arguably, you could say these guys are some of the best in the world.
Yeah.
yeah. Did you mention Jeremy Carlson's going to be there?
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I was going to say. So for a lot of people that don't know, my background is actually engineering. So like all my life, all I've done is 3D modeling, 3D design, and even going to his classes last year and just seeing how he approaches things that he's building. Like I picked up so many tricks. There's truly like information for everyone at this show. Amazing stuff.
All right, let's click over to our next slide and kind of get into it. So this is same thing, and like we were talking about in the beginning of our our discussion today, you have to pick a track. You got to pick a red one, a green one, and then a blue one. Here's your 4 sessions. You can kind of see the mix of skill set there. I mean, you got Tom in there, Jeremy, both Jeremys, Charles, Brazil, Colin, all these guys, and then you see that it transitioned into that last slide, and we got Phil and John. Both those guys are from Fusion 360, which is super cool. We're really happy to have these guys. They are experts. They are from the factory, and they want to share kind of their process and really kind of break down the software for you. And we'll actually have a version of the software for you guys at the show. It's a discounted rate, so you can have a licensed version at the show. And if you want to continue the license, you can just buy the rest of the year. So it'll be very cool to have that on site.
That's cool. I didn't know that. So they it's kind of like a trial for them.
It's a trial version for
Cool.
everybody attending the show. So I think that's pretty badass.
So
Does
does that mean bring your laptops if you're doing that? Is that what that means, or no?
It actually bring your laptop, please. Everybody bring your laptop. They're also teaching a night school class as well as other manufacturers. I know like Lee from Wet Sounds and other guys are really diving into. There's JC. What's up? So bring your laptop. 110.
Yeah.
First, go buy some more RAM, put it in your laptop, and then bring it.
Yeah, if you are curious, if your computer, it's actually not as heavy of a program as you would think, but you can always check out their specs on their website to see how powerful your PC needs to be.
But the scanner is a different story, but yes.
Yeah. Speaking of a scanner, I love how you guys just keep perfectly segueing into the next slide. You ready?
Really?
Brian, are
All
we
right.
ready to drop this bombshell or what?
Yeah. I wish we should get JC on here because this is really his world. But yeah, let's go to the next slide.
Jeremy, let me know real quick in the comments if you want to join in, because I'll text you the link. Boom.
Oh, hey.
All right, so we're really peeling back the layers, guys, and we actually had a discussion.
Peeling back the layers.
Yeah, because it's a Peel 3D. If you got that, there was underlying in there. So if you know, you know. But anyway, this is the sheet metal for 68 Corvette. It's the entire, like, it's legit. It's from Summit Racing, and it's, if you're gonna build, a chassis, and then your sheet metal goes on top of it. So the idea is to have some context with our build. It's not just going to be a random console. It actually fits this Corvette, a C3 Corvette. And you can see we've got all the dots in there. Our friends from Rockford, Bryce, and Rick and those guys helped us scan this, and we're super grateful of that. So we got our scan data back from them, and you can kind of show them a couple more slides of just the sheet metal. So,
Oop,
oops,
sorry.
too many.
Whoa. Are they supposed to see that?
I only see the 2 slides there with the locating dots.
Yeah. So I hope you guys can appreciate this. Last year we did not do this. We did not show you a glimpse of what's going to be taught. So this is for both classes. It's going to be for both School of Fab and Master Design, and we're going to be using this as our model here. It's going to be on wheels, and it's going to look cool, but it'll be mobile, so it'll be in the classroom, and then we're going to just build this thing like a cooking show. Right, Gary?
Nice.
That's the plan.
That's why I said right, Gary.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got JC in the background real quick. Should we bring him in?
Oh, sure.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Let's do it.
There he is. He's on the road.
Driving.
He's driving.
Hi, boys.
What's
Hold
happening?
He's
I'm
riding.
gonna pull over. I'm with my daughter. Hold on.
We'll give you a second.
Yeah, no worries. I've been listening along.
Nice.
Yeah. So we've got, as he pulls over, we this Tom actually did the rendering on this, and Tom's vision and kind of Jeremy blending those two together, phenomenal. Let's kind of advance to the drawing so we can kind of talk about that.
Looks simple. We can build that in 3 hours.
Yeah, easy peasy. No, that looks amazing. I love it.
What scale? What scale? That looks great.
JC, give us some insight on like this drawing. You get a lot of concept drawings from builders and other artists. Like, help us understand what, when you see this, what's kind of your idea on this to start with.
Well, honestly, I do get a lot of drawings from a lot of different, renders and people who work with a lot of big builders, and we're blessed to have Tom in our back pocket, because Tom is truly an artist and truly has a vision that a lot don't have, even in the people that do it every day. But we kind of talked through this a month or so ago and started throwing some ideas together, and then all of a sudden Tom just comes up with this, and it's pretty awesome. It's I think we based it originally like off a C4. I don't remember, Gary, do you? Like a C4 Camaro?
I don't remember.
I don't remember what it was now, but we love the idea how the console came up, and the console was kind of the main feature of it there. And then Tom decided to go ahead and render the rest of the dash, which now I feel like we have to build the dash too. So we'll see.
We'll see you in a couple weeks, Jeremy. Is that what I heard?
We'll see where we get with it. But no, honestly, we as we do get drawings like that, my guys and I, we try to break them down and to simplify them. And by simplifying, I kind of mean, kind of like Gary was talking about a few minutes ago, sometimes you have to figure out your simplest solutions or the fastest solutions. And for me, especially, I kind of go back to my roots, and all of our roots really is in the car audio world and the router table and everything else, that you just have to kind of break it down. Like, where would you start if you didn't have the technology? And then kind of in your head, you have to build it and then go from there. But, we're fortunate enough and blessed enough to have a lot of technology. in our facility. And so, but once we understand what direction we're going to go in, what machines and what techniques we're going to use, then we start breaking down piece by piece where it's going to go and who's going to do what part of it. But having a clear design like Tom gave us here, it makes it super easy. You can kind of tell it's in a perspective view, and it's not straight on, and it's not straight from the side. That it looks amazing. For us, and Mark, you can probably even relate to this. Trying to draw something in CAD that you don't have a straight on view, or you don't have a side profile on, sometimes makes it difficult. But at the same time, it kind of gives you your creative freedom. And that's kind of what we kind of went with this whole thing, is where we started breaking down Tom's design. And so, but back to the design part of it, it's pretty awesome. We're pretty excited.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it really, no matter if you're doing a full digital build or you're going completely old school analog, a lot of the mounting techniques and the layering and the engineering side of it is similar. And if you don't have that experience building by hand, you're never gonna. I don't see you as ever being great digitally if you don't have that hands-on experience. And I think that's where Tom really excels in his design work, is that he's been in the shop building this stuff by hand. And so he knows what it takes and the struggles you run into when you get into the car. So he's already got that floating in the back of his mind when he's doing the design.
100%.
100%. I agree too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to jump in real quick, and I'm sure we're going to get into this in class as well, but, no amazing house or good house or any house for that matter is built without a good foundation. You have to have that foundation to build a house. And, we live by that at Avant-Garde. And, it's one thing to design something and draw something in CAD and print something on a 3D printer. But if you don't know how in the hell it's going to mount, or what it's going to be at the end, or where it's going to mount to, or how that's going to mount to the next piece, that's where the problems start and coming in. That's when the labor hours start adding up that the customer's not responsible for, just because you didn't think something through. So, the foundation, and that's what we're going to start with on this project as well. And whether it's on the digital side, whether it's going to be on the analog side, it's going to start with that foundation, and we'll talk more about that, I'm sure, in class.
For sure. Let's advance to the next slide and show them a little bit more of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy, tell us what this is here.
I can kind of see it. I'm on my phone. It's a little. I'm guessing it's the model. That's what I'm looking at. So once Rockford was kind enough to scan the floor for us, and Brian was able to pass along the scan data, I spent about an hour and a half, and I cleaned up the scan, and I got the orientation correct with the X, Y, and Z axis. Decimated it so it would come into Fusion, and we could work with a lot easier than a humongous mesh. And once we had in there, I took what we're just talking about. I kind of took Tom's rendering, and I just wanted to start roughing in some parts to make sure what we were going to build or what we were going to show was going to be to scale and was going to be real. We're not building just a console off a flat bottom that you can set on your dining room table. We're actually building a console that is going to mount into a car, into what we at Avant-Garde. I know Jeremy at JK that works in the hot rods, Gary, we're not working off anything flat. There's always obstacles, tunnels or whatever it shall be. So that's what we started to do here. So once we had the mesh in there, then I just started throwing seats in there, and I threw a steering wheel in there, and I threw the gauges in there. And these are all things that we've modeled in Fusion along the way from doing all these projects that we use every day to verify that things are going to fit, to verify things are the right hole size, to verify things are going to look good at different perspectives. And so we have a humongous library. So I just started bringing things in just to make sure that Tom's design was to scale. We had that problem a lot with a lot of designers. We'll have these badass renderings, but you can't build it because it doesn't look like that in the end because it's not to scale. Fortunately, like I said, we have Tom in our pocket, and he has that real world experience, and it worked out awesome.
Dude, that's so smart. I love, from a design standpoint, I absolutely love that. And I also want to say I love that we're getting like a mini class, like just a mini little teaser class right now of like what we can expect to come at this event. It's gonna be so awesome. So cool, Jeremy. I love it.
Yeah, super badass. And your model, he hinges too, right? He moves.
Oh yeah, yeah. I broke him down. He hinges at the neck. The head hinges to the neck. The neck hinges to the body. The shoulders, the elbow, the hands, the hips, the knees, and the feet all they all hinge. So you can actually drag him. You can drag his arms down to see if he reaches the gear shift. If he can reach the radio, you can bring his feet up to see if he can hit the steering wheel.
That's so cool.
He's 6 foot. He's to scale as a basically they say a 6 foot person would be.
Does he have a name?
No.
No. Maybe it's not appropriate.
Thought his name was Charles.
I think Katz has his own version of his model too, so we won't talk about that.
Yeah, Katz has his own version of a lot of things. So,
all right.
Are we ready for the next slide?
Yeah.
I mean, the next slide. There we go.
Oh, that is unbelievable.
So,
I want to see more.
That like I said, I have about an hour and a half in this, maybe 2 hours, and literally it was just throwing sketches and doing solid modeling instead of surface modeling like we usually do. That was the quickest way to get to point A to B. But if you go back and look at Tom's rendering, you look at this, I want to make sure the radio come up high enough on the dash like Tom's rendering did, but it needed to be to scale with the steering wheel and the gauges. And so that was the reason I'm just making some quick sketches and for the model. And just to make sure it was all going to work and make sense in the end.
I love how the console, like this is at home in a Corvette, but if you focus in on it, it's right out of a modern Porsche also. Like that's Tom's design right there. Like
it is
such his style. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Jeremy, from receiving all of the CAD data to this point here, about how much time did you say?
About 2 hours probably.
Yeah, so think about what an awesome sales tool as well to learn these techniques, to be able to show your client or your customer, like this is kind of what we're thinking and what we can expect. And I think it's also great because you avoid any potential issues if something spatially doesn't fit like you were talking about, but also if something doesn't quite look appealing like you expected, you can tweak it now in the early phase of the project rather than later once you're past the point of no return, if you will.
Yeah, you're right. And that's our exact reason for the library that we have of parts and pieces is for that exact reason. We don't want to build a dash and spend 87 hours printing a dash and get it out and get it sitting in the car and realize, oh, the gauges don't fit or whatever it is. So with using Fusion and being able to have real time and real life things right in front of you, it takes all the guesswork out of it for sure. It's worth the time to build that library for sure, for exact reasons just like this. And that's the only reason I was able to model this so quickly is because I had the steering wheel, I had the gauges, I had the radio, I had the seats, I had the dummy, and I just modeled what Tom drew quickly and I added all of our stuff into it.
And you have a couple hours experience, which helps just a little bit too.
A couple, but yeah.
And I'm sure that's all stuff that you'll be going into in greater detail in the course as well.
We're going to. We're gonna. Last year was kind of an overview of how we did things. We broke down kind of our sequence techniques, and so this year I think we're gonna get more into maybe, I don't want to say step by step, but more of how we start a project and the steps it takes to get all the way through it. We're going to show a lot more CAD, and we're going to show the steps in CAD. That's going to save you some time, hopefully. Although I'm a little nervous having the Fusion guys there, I learned mine, most people know, from YouTube University there. So it'll be interesting to see if they got some tricks for me as well. I'll be interested in sitting on their class.
Yeah, I think we'll all have a little list of questions to ask. ask in their classes.
No, it's gonna be
It's fun.
great. It's fantastic, super cool. So,
All right. Well, I better
all
run.
right,
I'm driving,
all
but
right,
I wanted to jump in and say hey, and look forward to seeing hopefully everyone in Phoenix in March
yeah. Thank
In
you,
or
two
near
Jeremy.
weeks? In
Phoenix.
2 weeks? See you in 2 weeks?
You're breaking up.
Thanks, Jeremy.
All
All right,
right.
guys. Have a good night.
See,
See you
we'll
You
guys.
see
too.
you.
See ya.
That was cool. We got like a mini class.
That was pretty incredible. So we should touch on that. What Gary, what's going to happen in a couple weeks? I mean, you kind of mentioned something there. What's that all about?
I don't know. You tell me. No. So, Mr. Miller and myself have booked flights to come see you, and we have a little bit of work ahead of us. We're
We,
gonna
we have some work,
Well, what are you guys
and
doing?
so we're gonna build a good chunk of this, what you see, school of fab version, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, and we'll have to check back in and maybe give you guys a little glimpse of that, but not too much, because we want to see everybody out at the show as well. So
For
so
sure.
yes, so stay tuned because that is on its way. So that's in the works. But man, how cool is that? So
Super cool.
yeah, and Gary, I know you're a busy guy. If you need to bounce, I get it. We're gonna kind of finish up and just kind of talk about some logistics. If you want to stay on, totally cool as well. It's up to you.
yeah, I need to get going. But
Yep.
thanks for having me.
Good seeing you,
Yes.
Gary.
And yeah, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
see you soon, Gary. We got more
All
to
right.
talk about, so everyone else stay tuned in. Bye, Gary. Have a good one, bro.
All right.
So go ahead.
Man, Mark, that was cool, huh?
That was cool. That was
Yeah.
cool. We got to get lots of pictures when you guys are doing your prep work, so we can give some of the guys that take the time to tune into these special episodes a little bit more of a sneak peek. But like you said, it's nothing's going to compare to being there in person, right? And
Oh
seeing all
man.
this in detail. I mean, that's what I love too, is all these guys are just such great instructors because everything just comes so naturally, like the way they explain things. Like we're on a quick little 5-minute phone call with Jeremy, and like he's just dropping bombs of knowledge. We love the nuggets, right?
100%. So yeah, I mean, like Mark said, those in-person teachable moments, you don't want to miss that. That is something that is just invaluable. So you're not going to get that from any Facebook post or picture. Just hearing it, seeing it, and experiencing that is like no other. So
Well,
guys,
and being
please.
able to being able to ask questions live as well, and like
Oh,
drive the conversation. So powerful.
yeah, 100%. Hang out at the bar and have a beer and just like, hey, how do you guys do this in your shop? That's super valuable as well.
Hmm. For sure.
So look, we got a lot more. Day 2 is more electives. I don't have those broken down. We'll probably have to have another episode just to talk about the electives, but a lot to choose from. So day 1, you pick what we just talked about, and then day 2, we wanted to have a little bit, of a variety of a menu. You've got metal shaping, you've got coding, Arduino, and lighting. There's also, you can work with the CNC guys, Cam Master. You can go right on the floor and work with Cam Master, or you can go right on the floor and work with universal lasers. They at the machine itself and just kind of go through the whole process. Some of the business classes are going to be phenomenal. Luxury marketing and the business of fab and just a lot of different stuff there. Excellent presenters in that as well. And then, just in the afternoon, I want to mention that we're going to do a custom CI thing where we're doing laser. We'll have an exotic car where we'll do custom laser jammers, mounting, and the display of that. Brady from Escort's going to be there teaching a class. And our friends from First Tech are going to be teaching DC electronics and remote starters. That's going to be a phenomenal class. They actually have their school in Texas, and they brought some of their simulators to the expo, guys. So lots to choose from. You basically pick a morning session and an afternoon. There's 2 choices on this day. It's all on the website. Make sure you check it out.
Very cool. We should remind everyone real quick. So the website is mastertechexpo.com. So make sure that you guys are signing up there. What do we got here, Brian, with the layout? I see lots of new things.
this is a lot of stuff going on here. And Mark, you know what's cool about our event, and I know you love this, is half of it's inside and half of it is outside. And look how many cars.
There's a
mean-
lot more. I mean, last year was awesome, but I see a lot more going on outside this year.
Oh
It's pretty
yeah.
cool.
The vendors, the exhibitors, the manufacturers, they have stepped up so much. They are bringing their A game. I mean, we literally have the best of the best from Alpine, Rockford, you name the company. Everybody is putting their A game up. It's exciting to see these guys, Sony guys and Orca and MSC. I mean, I can't even name them all. There's just too many. But make sure you check out. And then we also have a blend of technology in there as well. But by design, we have the food right there on the floor. So when class breaks, you come in, huge buffet, and if you guys have seen it last year, it's awesome food. It is not just your average stuff. We really want to feed you well. That's part of your tuition, by the way, is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you don't have to worry about that food aspect. And then you get to see all the vendors.
Yeah, real quick on the food thing. That's huge because I had a couple of people ask me if I thought it was a big deal if they had to stay off-site at one of the off-site hotels. And I mean, you can be at the expo all day. Your food's good to go, right? Like how late can you? I mean, should we go? Does it have it in the previous slide? Oh, it doesn't talk about the night school on this. Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, we have I think you got a slide coming up on the timeline, but before we get to that timeline, let's just segue real quick on the 3 main skill sessions there. And Mark, I think you like that blue one up at the top. Tell us about that one.
Yeah. All right. So inside, up at the top there, inside the main, what's the name of that room? The main hall, I guess.
Yeah.
Exhibit hall. So is the build off, right? So the build off. Each day, there's 2 teams of 3 people that are going to go head to head, and they're going to be building a panel live in front of everyone. You guys can see all the chairs that are set up there. And what's super cool about this, again, I got to give props to you for the amazing audio video guys that you have take part in this show. There's actually an AV team that they have cameras set up above, and they can zoom in on all the different things that these guys are working on live on stage. So that will be on like big screen TVs. So you can actually see, even if you're practically close enough to be able to see it in detail anyway, but just in case you are in one of those, seats that's a little bit further back, you get to see it up on the big screens. And I particularly like this event because I MC this event. So I get to be a little bit of the excited, like head-to-head boxing ring announcer guy. We got Team Green over in this corner going ahead with Team Red, so, but
it's fun. It's awesome. It's Hell's Kitchen, but for fabrication on the stage. There you go.
Yeah, that's the perfect description. And speaking of being messy, the guys definitely like to make a fabrication mess up there, right? With all the dust flying, and it's intense.
It's a war. It's war zone for sure. So some of the other fun stuff is we've got our clean wire competition, and that's hosted by Dean and Fernando from 5 Star, our super good friends. They're going to be rocking out outside. There's 4 teams each day. We'll probably do something with those guys and have another show on just that as well. I think we just announced all of the competitors on that. Yeah. So that's going to be amazing. And then one of our newest things is this Viper security challenge, and that's super cool as well. And that's going to be 2 cars with a guy in each car, and he has to go in and figure out troubleshooting and do all kinds of shenanigans live. And then you do a few rounds of that, and then you kind of narrow it down to the semifinals for the next day. And so day 2, there'll be the finals of that. So the guys from Vox and Jonathan and those guys, we're super excited to have that. Last thing up there.
Yeah, real quick. So the clean wire challenge, I know all the participants are selected. Same for the build off. How can people still enter for the Viper security challenge?
Absolutely. So yeah, just do that through our online registration. There's a link for it up at one of the top, and sign up. So
Okay.
yeah,
And then speaking of getting involved, I know this last competition you're going to tell us about, everyone can get involved. You don't have to, do you have to sign up for this? Or I know
you
there's
do
no
have.
limit on the sign up, but
Yeah, we encourage you to register ahead of time so we know you're coming, because we'll have a QR code for you. So
that's right.
imagine a huge long table outside, the sun is setting, we're eating some barbecue, we're having a good time, music's playing, and then you get to judge everybody else's lighted panel. So it just needs to basically fit in a suitcase. You show up, you sit on the table, we'll have it all staged for you, and then people can go around. People's choice. We're gonna give it away prize money. Metra's gonna away a whole thing for this. They're part of the sponsorship. It is incredible. So bring your panel. And I know a few of you guys have pinged me and said I am actually going crazy on this thing. So this will be really interesting to see some of the panels that come out of this. I'm excited for the light
Yeah.
off challenge.
We should remind the community too, if you guys are working on making a panel for this, by all means, take lots of build pictures and everything. I don't know if they necessarily want to share them ahead of time, but it's cool to share that kind of thing after the event, of course, and then we can always reshare it and get you guys some love on the social media channels as well. So
Yeah,
take lots of pictures.
for sure. Yeah. So yeah, let's keep skimming here on our slides. I know
Do
we're almost at the top of the hour.
you want
So
to talk about our big special guest?
yeah.
All
So
right.
so there we go. So we've got Mr. Chip Foose in the house, and he is a super cool guy. A bunch of us, Tom and Gary, JT, and Fred from Arc Audio, we all did the very last episode of Overhauling together right before COVID hit. It was in 2019 in that fall, and it was his Impala, and
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work.
That's what
Pretty cool.
those pictures are there on the side.
Yeah, we're standing there. So we're gonna actually bring up some pictures of that build and talk about some of the cool stuff and the facets of that. Chip is gonna do maybe some design session, answer questions, and he's also has one of his cars there, Impressions. I don't know if you have a
Oh,
couple
nice.
pictures.
Oh,
So
yeah. I think we
right
you talking about
there.
this? Yeah.
Yeah, so this thing is deemed as one of the top 5 of all-time hot rods. It's won the Riddler Award.
Wow.
It is an incredible, incredible vehicle. It will be actually on display at our event. We're so excited for
That's
this.
awesome. That is
Yeah.
so cool.
So we'll have 4 primary cars up front on display that are just world-class vehicles. This is one of them. So be sure to check this car out. Chip will be there signing autographs. And Mark, he will actually probably be in that master design class as well, sitting through, wanting to learn some of the CAD stuff. So, you know,
Awesome.
don't be surprised if you see Chip just walking around, hopping into a class.
That's so
So,
cool.
yeah. All right. And, guys, look, this is just something so cool. Don't miss it. There's just so much to learn. It is really a world-class event, and I encourage people to take the time, carve out the time. I know everybody has busy schedules, but if you just keep doing the same thing and you don't actually stop and resharpen that pencil or sharpen that axe, so to speak, you can't ever grow and get better. So it really is worth it to shut down your shop if you have to, or have a lean crew. Come to the event and learn and just immerse yourself in new technology. The show only happens once a year, and the combination of what we're actually going to teach this year, it's only going to happen once.
Mhm.
It's a one-time deal. So when you miss it, that's it. We won't repeat it. So don't think that, oh, next year it's just going to be the same. It's not. It will be something totally different. We just do it once and that's it. So it's a one-time deal. I really encourage you guys to do it. I mean, you're getting fed for 4 days, the best knowledge. You're networking with the most high-level people on the planet, and it's just the manufacturers are just bringing their A game. Tons of free swag. I mean, you get
Yeah.
shirts, all kinds of crazy stuff. So, so guys, please,
Not to mention the fun. It's
oh,
fun, man.
oh man, it's gonna be a
There
lot of fun.
there's a lot of variety too. I mean, I feel like there really is something for everybody. I see you got some metrics. Is this from
Mhm.
last year's show or?
Yeah, and kind of a blend of who's coming this year. I mean, we've got
Okay.
builders, fabricators, restylers, upholstery shops. So it's, we have a lot of 12-volt guys for sure. That is definitely our roots, but there's anyone who's building, or a customizer or serious about their craft, you're there. So we want to see you there for sure.
Cool.
Here's your schedule. So yeah, we talked about this a little bit earlier. I think Gary was talking about it too. But that Sunday night, that's when the party is. You want to be there. That's, we got food, some appetizers, and a live concert. It's going to be incredible. And the mayor's going to kick it off from Mesa because it is such a big event. So we're super excited about that. So
Brian,
check that out.
when would you recommend to people that are looking to book their flights? When on average should they look to show up and look to leave?
So I would get there, Sunday afternoon, midday Sunday. If you're going to try to get there in the evening, you can, but you might miss some of the party. The
Yeah, don't
party's
miss
really
that.
the party is special. The party is for you guys. It's just a party. That's all it is, and it's 3-4 hours long. So we encourage you to get there midday Sunday morning. You can get there Saturday evening if you want, or Saturday day and go golf or go check out the scenery, and then come in on Sunday. It's totally up to you. The show is Monday. These are big days. It's full day. Breakfast in the morning, and then you have 3 sessions, and then you've got our lunch and exhibit time. You go back to class for one more time. We got dinner out on the plaza, tacos and barbecue, and then you go back to these night school classes. And the night school classes are going to be incredible from the vendors. The last day, Monday and Tuesday are pretty much the same format, and then Wednesday, you got more specialized classes in the morning from your manufacturers that are doing really high level stuff. Lunch, our keynote, we have a couple different ones, and that's when Chip Foose is going to come on, and then our award ceremony. So we'll try to get you guys out of there about 3 o'clock. So if you're on the West Coast, you can fly out that evening. If you're on the East Coast, you're going to need to stay the night and probably fly out in the morning.
Cool. And just out of curiosity, have some of the vendors given you an idea what they intend to do for their trainings? Can you give us like I guess
I mean, some of them are absolutely just going to go nuts with a full tech thing. I mean, I got engineers flying in from overseas for some of them. Some of them are bringing in really expensive home audio speakers so you can have a 2-channel experience. Some guys are going to just bring out their tech and really show you how they build and manufacture their demo cars and also their technology. So it is equally important that you do that. But look, guys, you don't have to leave. Like Mark said, you come to the event, it's all inclusive. Everything's covered. You don't have to go back to the hotel and do whatever. You just come to the show, and then the hotel is to sleep. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Good. Awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Where can they learn? Do you have like a list of hotels on the website?
Yeah, and we're constantly adding the hotel partners, and we, today I just found 3 more that are around $150. For us, that's pretty cheap for having the Super Bowl and Barrett Jackson and spring training and all these big events here. They're all here because our weather is going to be perfect
Nice.
around that time of year. So that's why everybody comes to Arizona in March.
It's a fabcation. I'm coining the term right now. Vacation for fabrication.
Oh, Mark, I love that fabcation.
Hashtag fabcation. You heard it here first.
I'm using that tonight. You get full credit. Sweet. Yeah, here's all the buildings, and you can see all this on the website, guys, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So
it's huge. It's a big venue for sure.
Yeah.
So for our industry, it's awesome. I love it. Hey, there's me eating lunch.
There you are, Mark. Yeah. So it's going to be fun. Yeah. And here's those skills challenges like we were talking about. There's all 3, or there's basically 4. Back up just a little bit.
Sorry.
That's the concert right there. So Justin Hawkins, he was on The Voice. He's an incredible singer, and we're super happy to have our sponsors.
Wait, hold on. So the concert, is it in this venue with the grass?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
in the
so that's
Ampa.
oh
That's
great. That's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah, so
yeah.
that's actually a little different than last year. So
Oh,
yeah, that's gonna
yeah.
be cool.
Oh, it's huge. It's not at the hotel. It's in the actual amphitheater from Mesa City. I mean,
Wow.
this thing holds a lot of people. We're gonna actually just have our pot. It's gonna be more focused towards the bottom, but it's gonna be incredible. So yeah,
Nice.
you'll see a full concert. I mean, a 5-piece band, female vocal, and I mean, it's gonna be incredible. So yeah, don't
Awesome.
miss it. Yeah, there's your build off. A lot of fun.
I love in that picture how it looks like Gary's taking a drink while he's mixing some
Yeah,
primer or something.
he's got his Starbies right there, and he's taking a sip of his latte. That's how cool he is.
No, the build off is super cool though. It's intense, especially because I don't think we mentioned it earlier, but it's a timed event. And once time is up, you're
That's
done.
it.
You have to be done. So in that
That's it.
last half hour, 20 minutes ish, things start getting pretty hectic.
I
So
love it. You can just see the crowd just barreling in, like everybody. It's just it's crazy.
yeah.
Counting down the last 3 seconds, you'd think it was New Year's.
Yeah. And here's the clean wire challenge that we were talking about with Dean and Fernando.
Yep. Yeah.
So
Good dudes.
are they judging this challenge then?
Yeah.
What's the criteria for winning? I guess has that been determined or?
Yeah, so the details are online on our website, but Dean and Fernando are going to be part of it. There's also going to be a People's Choice Award, so it's
Oh,
kind of
cool.
two facets: a People's Choice in this. Chris Pate and the MTI Acoustics, they're donating their amp rack that is going to be blank, and so guys will get 2 amplifiers, some wire, and it's go time. And I mean, it takes a minute to wire it up to make it look that pretty. So they're going to need all the time that they can get out of those
Yeah.
3.5 hours. So this will be equally just as intense, but just a different kind of mindset and
Yeah.
skill set, if you will.
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome. That's gonna be so cool
Yeah,
to see.
yeah, a lot of fun.
Oops. And
Yeah,
then the light off challenge, we
yeah,
talked about that pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah. And so here's your classes, just an overview real quick, and we'll get you guys out of here. So those day one, you got to pick a color: red, green, blue. Modern Tech, School, Fab, Master Design. Pick one. There's 4 sessions. Okay. And then day 2, you have a morning choice and an afternoon choice. And you have to pick one color in the morning and one color in the afternoon. It's that
Oh,
simple.
okay. Okay, gotcha. And that's all outlined on the site. It walks you right through it, right?
It does. It does. So Mark, let's just say you were going to go to class. What would you pick? What would you want to go to?
Man, I love design. So for category 1 there, I would pick the blue track.
Nice.
And then so block 1 out of 2, I would probably I've always wanted to learn more about lighting, so I like the coding Arduino in the advanced lighting category, the red.
Nice.
And
Okay. Okay.
then for block 2, I find the sewing stuff pretty interesting. I think you can add a really cool design element with the sewing, so I'd pick the green. And you could you pick red if you wanted to? Could you?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
pick any color you want. They just can't be, in the same block. It has to be the top and one on the bottom.
gotcha. Makes sense. And that's what's great. That's why you have to keep coming back every year because, then you can, even though it changes up a little bit every year, you can, there's so many different options to pick from. You have tons of flexibility in your design track there. And I know this from last year. A lot of guys, what they'll do if they have multiple people going from the same shop, they'll kind of divide up. You guys don't want to be in the same class, and then you can take good notes and pass information to each other as well. So a little trick for you
100%.
guys.
That's good. All right. So yeah, just go online, guys, register, and you need to pay. You got to click to pay. We do have some incentives. So if you're working with some manufacturers, there are other incentives to help you with that registration. But man, go online and register, and then you got to click the next tab, and that's a pay tab. We have had a lot of people that just hit the register tab but didn't complete it, and so you might get a call saying, hey, if you really want to come, you have to finish your registration, and we'd love to see you guys there for sure.
Cool.
All right,
Do we want to talk about the giveaway?
let's do it. So here's our giveaway. We're giving away 2 and 2 a VIP event pass. So this is everything. And this is a full pass to all the classes. We're going to give two-way and then 2 guest passes independently, separately. They're not connected. So if you guys just want to come as a guest, you can go to everything except for the main classes. So you get fed, you get to go to the manufacturer class, the build off, all that stuff, the party. Each one is valued. The event pass is $850. The guest passes are $250. So let's take some names and give these things away.
Yeah, so I kind of forgot that we mentioned this at the beginning of the episode. So tell me if this is okay with you. I think the best way to run this is everyone can go over to our School of Fab website. And in case you guys don't know, Brian and I do a separate show once a month called School of Fab, where we kind of do, a live training. Let me make Brian big. He's pointing at the logo over there. But I think the best way to do this is we'll have the guys head on over to that website and they can just join our email list. That's just the list that we use to notify everyone when we're going live. And by joining that, I say we give the guys some time. We'll let this stay live. Let's give them 24 hours and announce the winners tomorrow. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, let's do it. That sounds great.
All right, guys. So let me give everyone the link real quick, just so we're all on the same page. I'll make a banner on the bottom of the screen. So you guys are going to head on over to schooloffab.com right there. And it's real obvious right on the main page. Just sign up for our email list. Like I said, that just allows you guys to get notified when we do our School of Fab trainings online. And 24 hours from now, we'll drop on the socials who the winner is of the 2 VIP event passes and the 2 guest passes. So there'll be 2 winners, right? Like you get an event pass and a guest pass if you win, correct?
4 winners. 4 winners.
Oh.
So we're giving away 2 event passes and 2 guest passes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Hey, that's even better chances for everyone that took the time to tune in with us. So
yeah.
Good stuff.
24 hours, get back with us, and we're going to announce those winners. Don't register unless you can go. If you can't go, don't even register. If you're serious about coming, that's who we want. So it just, we don't want to waste the time to give it up to somebody who actually could have came. So please, if you're serious, sign up and see if you win.
Awesome. Well, I think that's our last slide. So,
all right. Well, hey, that was fun, Mark. We had some awesome guests, some world-class guys. Badass.
Yeah, for anyone that's tuning in late, you're definitely going to want to go back and watch the replay on this one because Gary Bell and Jeremy Carlson joined in and had some exciting stuff to talk about. We got basically a mini class. And guys, get your fabrication booked. Get those plane tickets, get signed up, MasterTechExpo.com. We'll see you guys there.
See you guys.